It's now President Trump, who told an interviewer that he doesn't know if he's required to uphold the Constitution when carrying out his immigration policy. He's also defending his trade war against claims it will hike prices for American consumers. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce has the story. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, President Trump is sparking a lot of questions and concern this morning about his deportation policies after he deferred to his lawyers when asked if he needs to uphold the Constitution. This morning, President Trump is arguing his aggressive deportation policies may take precedence over the constitutional right to due process, which is protected by the Fifth Amendment.
Mr. President. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
The Fifth Amendment says no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. But when asked if he believes every person on American soil, citizens and non-citizens, is entitled to that due process, the president suggesting that giving immigrants due process would slow down his promised mass deportations.
I don't know.
Well, the Fifth Amendment says
I don't know. It seems it might say that, but if you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers and some of the worst people on earth, some of the worst, most dangerous people on earth. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here, and the courts are holding me from doing it.
But even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me, and they are going to obviously follow what the Supreme Court said. What you said is not what I heard the Supreme Court said. They have a different interpretation.
Overnight on Air Force One, the president also defending his trade policy as new tariffs kick in.
Every country, almost without fail, friend and foe, has been ripping us off for years. So we're meeting with almost all of them, including China. And at the end, I'm setting the deal.
China now says it may be open to talks with the U.S., saying it's evaluating ways to start negotiations after the U.S. reached out multiple times. But Beijing insisting Trump's staggering 145% tariffs must be eliminated first. On Saturday, the president's 25% tariffs on most imported auto parts going into effect. Economists say it could raise car prices by thousands of dollars. The CEO of General Motors warning that the trade war will cost the company $4 to $5 billion this year. While the administration has tried to cushion the blow of auto tariffs, offering partial reimbursements to auto companies, some argue the damage is done. America's most successful investor, Warren Buffett, blunt.
Trade should not be a weapon. I don't think it's right, and I don't think it's wise.
And the president is also weighing in again on whether or not he'll seek a third term. He has continued to flirt with this idea despite it being barred by the Constitution. But now he says this is not something he is looking into, even though his own Trump organization is still selling those Trump 2028 hats, George.
And Mary, it's hard to know if this is a serious proposal, but the president floated the idea of turning Alcatraz from a museum it is now back into a prison.
Yeah, he is, George. The president says he's directing his government to reopen and expand Alcatraz, that notorious former prison in that hard-to-reach island off of San Francisco. The jail has been closed for over 60 years, and reopening it would certainly be challenging logistically and expensive. And just as he is making deep cuts to the Justice Department, in another unusual move, the president this morning also says that he's slapping a 100% tariff on all movies produced overseas, arguing the issue poses a national security threat. It's not clear, though, how he would implement this, but it could represent his first tariffs on intellectual property, George.
Mary Bruce, thanks very much.